Hello there, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to start by saying a big thank you to Deb for subscribing the other day. So thank you for that. And also for my sister and on her channel, which is For the Love of Reborns and Friends. She gave me a shout out as well. So thank you for that. What I thought I would do today is make a card with the Bethlehem kit, and I'm going to be using the bauble die as the main feature. A couple, at least one stamp, and then some papers from the pad. Okay, so let me just move that one out of the way. And I'm going to be using a 7x7 card, but I don't actually have any 7x7 blanks, so I'm going to make my own. So I'm going to start with the front of my card, which is going to be 7 inches by 7, and then the second piece, which is going to be 7 by 8. Okay, and then while I've got my trimmer in here with the bit that I've cut 7 by 7, I'm just going to mark at the 3.5 inch point. This type of card that I'm doing today is going to be the one where it's sort of diamond sort of shapes on it. I'm not entirely sure what the exact name of it is called. But that's the style of card that I'm going to be doing today. So I'm just going to put my knife on that 1/2 center mark, and then I'm cutting right down to this side. Just making sure I'm going corner to corner. And then again, I'll turn it over on here. So we're just going straight from that edge to this corner here. Okay, that's that one. Let's move those out of the way a second. And then with the 7 by 8 piece, I'm just going to bring in my scoreboard. So on the 8, and I'm just going to score at 1 inch just to create my fold. And I will just give that bend over and the burnish. And that's what we did there for a second. So this piece, let me find the right way. It's going to be that way. So this piece is going to go straight down. So what I'll do is I'll glue it, and then I'll just trim off these bits here. I'm going to use, because I don't need to go in straight away with, actually let me just swap out the older glue. Let me get the newer one. So I'm going to go in with my construction glue, just because I can leave this for a minute to set while I do the other layers. So I'm just going to pop that on like so. It needs to be central, so the edges should match in these corners here. Just going to give that a little press down. And then I'm going to leave that for a second just to dry off. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to work on my layers. So I'm going to be using this paper. So it's got the angels with the stars on one side, and it's got just the sort of starry sky on the other. So I'll bring my trimmer back in. Oops. And I'm going to start by trimming that to 7 by 7, even though I want my layers, actually no, I want another layer first of all. Ooh, I want my glitter. So I'm going to start by trimming that to 7 by 7. And then I'm going to bring this one in, and I'm also going to trim that to 7 by 7. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take my my glitter, and I'm going to bring back in my ruler, the one that's got inches on it, because that'll be helpful. Just turn this over on the back. I'm going to mark 3.5, and again with the ruler that's got the metal edge, I'm going to cut corner to corner, and I know that's going to be exactly the same size of my original card, but I can just take a little bit off each of the edges, and then that's going to be my first layer. And then again with this one, just bring the ruler with the inches on it. Just mark 3.5. Just going corner to corner. Oh, that's those. Okay, so just put those back over there. I'm just going to see if that's stuck, and it has. So I'm just going to give that, oops, a little trim. There we go. So that's the actual card shape as it is at the moment. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in my smaller trimmer. What I'm going to do is just take a tiny bit off each edge. Obviously with them being triangle shapes, it is a little harder. You can sort of reduce the size of the square and then mark the center, and theoretically it should automatically reduce those layers for you. But I have to be honest, every time I've made this card, for whatever reason, that hasn't actually worked out for me, so this is the way that I've been doing it lately. I'm just going to take a little bit more off there, so sorry if this is a little bit boring. Obviously, if you wanted to do this with a ruler, it's whichever works best for you. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And then again with these, take a little bit of that long edge. So just going to take a tiny bit more off there. Let's try that. And that one is brilliant. And again on this one. Okay, that's brilliant. And then again with the blue, so I'm just going to bring that gold back in. Obviously remember you're taking 2 bits off here, so 2 sort of mats, because you've already cut the gold from this same size. Let's try that. And I'm happy with that one. And then I'm just going to bring in this one. So again, just take your time, and cause obviously once you've cut it, it's hard, you have to start again if you're not happy with it. Happy with that one. And then, actually, yeah, that's right, because I wanted the other side on here. So, and obviously, if once you go to assemble, if you're not happy, you can always come back and just do a little bit more trimming if you need to. I mean, it's not the end of the world if they're a little bit out of kilter. At the end of the day, it's you that's got to be happy with the card that you're making. And 9 times out of 10, nobody else would even notice, if you're giving it to someone, because if they don't make cards, they really wouldn't pay that much attention to it. It always seems glaringly obvious to yourself if you've made it, but not always to anybody else. So let's just put that one out of the way. Okay, so I'm just going to assemble these up now. So we'll bring the card back in. And I'm going to use my Hunky Dory construction glue, just because I think that's going to give me a better finish, and it's just going to give me a bit of time just to get things where I want them to be. Let me just pop a bit of darker card underneath just so I can see the white edges. Just harder to see if I've got them even without that there. Okay, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to put this one this way. Obviously it's whatever you feel like. I just feel I'd rather have the gold where I can see it more. Okay, so just double checking I'm still happy with that. And I am going to use the construction glue, but I'm just going to be a little bit careful not to get it too near the edges. And I will just pop a little bit of the book binding glue on the edges just so that it's not raising up. It's nice and neat. Okay, and then these ones, they just trim that a little bit there, just make that a little bit sharper. These ones, they come across like so. Now they have to support the bottom of the card, so you do have to get them level, and then it's just a question of lining them up. I sort of prefer to do it so that they're at the edge of the actual cards themselves. But there's nothing to stop you going over as long as you're sort of keeping it level and there's enough card there to support the actual card itself. There's nothing to stop you doing it at whatever angle you want to. I'm going to go, I think, quite like so. Okay, and I am going to use construction glue. Obviously be careful not to put anywhere there isn't any card, otherwise it's going to stick to the back of your card. So we're just going to pop that one. I think like that is going to be fine for me. Okay. And then again with my layers, what I'll do is I'll do this one up. Actually, no, I should have done my layers first. Apologies. Let's just take that one off. So the benefit of having that glue. So this one you can glue all over because obviously you've got the white to pop it onto. And then I'm going in with my angel side. Just going to use the construction, I'm just going to be super careful where I'll put that down. There we go. And then that one will go across. Like so. I'm just going to pop some PVA there just to keep that neat. Just got a bit of the glue there that I didn't need. And then again, just go in with my layers. Keeping that as neat as possible. Okay, so now what I need to do is just cut a piece of the gold and the pattern paper for the back, and then I'm going to make a topper and a sentiment. Okay, so let me just see whether I've got enough of this. Let's move those glues out of the way a second. Don't think that's going to be long enough that way. Nope. So let me just grab a piece of gold. It's the last piece of gold in this pack, sad times. Okay, so for this one we can just go 2/8 under the 7 and 2/8 under the 7. Just keep that to one side. And then I'm going to come in with a yellow paper, the same angels, but just a contrast. And this time we're going to go 6 3/4. I think that should give me quite a nice border, but I'll just check it, just make sure I'm happy with it. Yeah, like that. Okay. So again, we're just going to layer that up. So it's torn where it's come out of the book, but it's not going to affect our card in any way. Just nicely on there. Nice smooth down. And then just lifting that one up. Nice bit of glue on there. And then that one. To get that fairly level inside. It's not level. There we go. And then that's what my card is going to look like as it is at the moment. So we'll just leave that to dry for a second. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some of this double-sided adhesive. Just going to grab my die. I just want roughly around about the shape of the writer. I think this double-sided might have been sticks too, but I'm not entirely sure, I have to be honest with you. And then I'm just going to grab a little piece of white card. Just move that one away a second. And I'm just going to try and find the end, which is always a feat in itself. And that side is the sticky. That side is. I'm just going to pop that onto there. And I'm just going to grab some tape. Secure that one down. And send that through our junior. Oops. That one's going in. Nice healthy cracking noises as it goes through. So that one had my metal plate in there, I don't know. Must have been in there from the last time I used it. Just don't need it for that combination, it's just the basic shape. And then I'm going to take some of this beautiful gold glitter. Again with the, let's just check I haven't got anything stuck in there. No, I haven't. And then I'm going to pop that in with the metal plate. I'm going to send it through and then reverse it back out again. It did take quite because it's quite a lot of pressure points on there. It did take 2 passes through the machine in the trial that I did. Just going to put that, I forgot to reverse it, so just put that through one more time. There we go. Awesome. Okay, let's have a little look. All right, yeah, that's cut perfectly. Okay, so going back to this one here. Just going to pop that one out. Pop that die back on there. And centre bit out, and I'm going to just take that edge off. All the way around. Oh, there we go, got it. And I'm going to bring in my Spectrum Noir Gilding Flakes in the blue, and just going to cover this with those. I think there's still quite a few stuck to the back of here, so let's just start by doing that, spreading those around. Now you might think you need loads of these, but I mean, as you can see, that it was only really covering the centre bit, but all the little bits come off in the sponge, and they do, if you swizz them around, they do cover really well. So my advice would be just don't go too mad with them. I might still have a bit of a... Why is it not sticking to that bit? There we go, we got it. And obviously this sponge I've used a little bit for the purple as well, but and I can see I have got tiny flecks of purple in there, but that just adds to it. Just grab. Let's just grab. Don't want a huge one. Just got a tiny little bit there that's been stubborn. There we go. And what you will find with these is that depending on, just put the lid on there before I lose them, depending on how many flakes is in each sort of bit, you get different textures. So like, I don't know if you can see so well, but here it's sort of quite a light, thinner foiling, where these are big fatter flakes. It's just slightly more reflective, but I kind of like that effect. But obviously if you're not happy with that, then obviously just keep putting more on. And they do seem to stick to my glass mat, so I'll have to give that a proper wipe later. Okay, so that's that bit. And then moving back to my bauble, just pop that one back on there. And then we just need to pop this out carefully. There's lots of little sort of tails in this, so don't rush it. Clue what I think I'll do. If I just bring in my stamping mat, and if I bring in my large ball tool, just loosen it up a little bit. I'm not shaping it because I want it quite flat, but just trying to get it out without losing any of these tiny little bits here. Let's put one away. Okay, and I'm just going to bring in my pokey tool. Just gently push down and release them. It's just so detailed. It's It's a beautiful little die, beautiful little bauble. Leave that a second. And obviously with this being glitter card, it tends to hold on a little bit more, even though it's sort of been through the twice. It's coming. It's just taking its time. Just have to be patient with it. So while I'm doing that, I'll tell you a little bit about my sister's channel. So my sister, she collects art dolls, like the reborn dolls. So obviously they're really expensive, mostly. But she does a channel. Her channel is dedicated to that. So I mean, if you wanted to go and have a little look at them and see what she does there, I will just put the link in the video. But you know, they're not for everyone. I'll be honest. It's a bit like Marmite. Some people love them, some people hate them, but they're being used more and more in sort of therapy. You know, especially OAPs and things. So it's quite interesting the sort of amount of settings that are actually using them now to sort of help people with their you know, mental health and comfort, really. So she yeah, she just really appreciates them as a work of art, really. And I suppose if you see them when they're not painted, you know, it's just a normal blank plastic doll, and then to go from that to looking something like a baby. I mean, some of hers, if they were in the pram and the way she dresses them and everything, you wouldn't know that it wasn't a baby. She'll tell people if they ask her. But yeah, it's quite amazing. You know, just if you just appreciate, you know, sort of look at it from a point of art of, you know. But then I suppose if you watch some of the videos on Facebook, you know, like with the spider one where they draw a spider and it actually looks like it's on a page. You know, art is certainly come such a long way. There's so many different types of artists out there now, and the work they all do is some of them are amazing. Okay, so we're getting there. Sorry about this. I did think about pausing the video and then coming back when it was done, but I thought, well, you know, if I have this this experience getting all the bits out, I don't want you to think I've sort of skimmed over it. And if you know, if you wanted to make this card, you know, you've got certainly it's my videos. I try and do them in real time so that, you know, if you wanted to craft along or make the same card or, you know, similar, then it's definitely doable. Right, so I'm not quite sure why that one is hanging on in there. Baby Jesus out there, another little bit there. Let's have a look over here on the back. So, and like I say, I did do this. I did cut it out with just the normal gold, and it cuts out fine. You know, it's a lot easier to get out. This is purely because of the the card that I've chosen to use just for the better effect. Right, I'll just grab that one. And then you need to separate from there, so leave that alone. Come on. There we go, we've gotcha. Okay. So, we're nearly there. What I might try next time, if I do the glitter card again with this one, I might try putting a bit of wax paper in with it, just so that there's that extra bit of pressure in the actual die itself. And sometimes that can just really help with releasing as well. Alright, so this is holding on. That point there. There we go, we got it, we got it. Oh, that bit's hiding around the back. Got another little bit there. Another little bit there. Nearly there. Just being picky now, sorry. There's just all these little micro points in the swirls themselves. So I'm just making sure I get those out. And then there's a couple of little bits there. That one's gone. Move around the star. And I think I've got some little bits there, and there, and there. I think that's it. Let me just put that on there. Just a bit of a, see if that. Yeah, so we got them all. Okay, and like I say, that is just purely down to this glitter cardstock because it's a coated card. It does hold on even with the metal shim being used. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my dotty tape pen if I can find where I have just put that. If not, we will use. There we go. I see you. And I've just got a bit of card there. So again, just being really careful because of the filigreenness of it. There we go. I'm just going to gently add this on. If you've got a Xyron machine, you can pop it through there. Or you can just use your, normally I would just use my bookbinding glue, and I will put a little bit on there just to be safe rather than be safe than sorry. So just in the larger, just put a little blob in the larger ones just to help ensure that stays stuck down. And then I'm going to come into my bauble, and I'm just going to pop that around about there, I think. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with some gold ribbon. I've got this gold and white, and I've got my little bow maker, and I think we'll go for this size bow. No, maybe that size bow I think will be better. Oops. More fingers and thumbs with these bow makers. go that way. I'm just going to bring there and there. Oops. And then I will bring in my 3D glue gel. Actually, I'll put this on the card first, I think, because that might get my glue in the right place. I'm going to use some 3D foam. So, it's Crafter's Companion one. Let's put one there and just give that a little press. That's fine. I will put a little bit of 3D glue gel just to give it a little bit extra. Oops. They're alive. I did a silly thing, I cut my nails. So it just makes it a little harder. Grab these pads. And then I'm going to add my 3D glue gel. Just a blob there and a blob there. Get rid of those. That's going in the middle there. Like so. And I'm bringing in my bow. Just going to build that up. Put that down on there. And then just to finish, just going to get some little gems. Just decide what colour I would like. I think I might go with the blue there. Maybe that bluey green. Let's have a little look, see if there's any others. Or I could go with gold. Let's go with gold. There we go. So, just cleaning that glue off. Just going to put 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Actual glue on the actual dots slid off the back. Let's get rid of that. Luckily I'd already put some on there. And then there. And then again we'll go 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go in, I think I will go in with the bluey ones. And I'm just going to put 1 in each corner down here. Just 6, 7, 8. I need to find one more. I don't like even numbers. I know where I can put another one. Oops. We'll put 1 big one there. There we go. And so that will stand like so. And that's the card that I've done using the Bethlehem kit. I hope you enjoyed my demo today. If there's any sort of queries or anything else you needed to know, obviously just leave me a little comment. And I'll be back next time with just one more card from this kit. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.